All right. Hi, Professor. It is I, Adam, a loyal student. Next person.
Hey, my name is Travis Perry. Today we're going to be covering the classic American breakfast type diner. They sell a bunch of different things, and we all had a bunch of different experiences. And here's who we're working with.
I'm Allie.
So my name's Tristan.
All right.
All right, me first. So on December 1st of this year, I ate at the original Pancake House, not to be confused with the international House of Pancakes. I dined alone and I paid close attention to the relevant factors: customer service, wait times, restaurant presentation, atmosphere, what may have you. I would describe the overall experience to be a pleasant one, though not excellent. I had crepes, incidentally, hence the picture. But if I had to critique the experience, what I would say is that the dishware had a used secondhand feel. The plates were a little dull, if you know what I'm trying to say. The utensils a little scratched. The waiters were very inattentive. Right, we get them to come back every 30 minutes, which in a fast-moving diner, in my opinion, that's a little too long. The wait times, again, for a breakfast diner, you expect to be in and out within 45 minutes. It took, again, 35 minutes to get the food at the table. I'm eating alone, by the way. The place was overly crowded. So I don't know if it's ubiquitous to your experiences, guys, but for me, my establishment had some 200 covers, basically. 200 people at the same time, crowded, crowded, crowded. You couldn't even hear yourself think. And finally, the tap water was just disgusting. It really was absolutely disgusting. So the question is, how did these problems come about? Well, one of the reasons this comes about is that the diner is too successful, right? As I mentioned earlier, it's packed end to end, table to table with customers. And that means logically the kitchens are going to be pressed, the waiters are going to be spread too thin. And extremely popular diners like this are kind of pressured to maintain a level of consistency that in the long term really isn't possible. Source 80 to 2023. And that's to say they really need to pull back, but we'll get to that later. As for the issue of the water, I looked this up. Evidently, different places purify their water differently, and they add chemicals to make sure it's clean and safe to drink. It's actually sometimes a district by district thing, state by state thing. And obviously, that has an effect on the water you drink. And this is a problem because ultimately, you know, that first sip is your first experience with the restaurant. If you have a bad cup of water, you're going to think, well, damn, how's my coffee going to be? Am I right? So, next panel. Now, how can we fix this problem? Very simple: new dishware. It might be expensive, but for a high capacity eatery like this, investing in new dishware every year, every half year, would really elevate the presentation of the restaurant, make you feel like you're eating off of a clean plate and not like you're eating at your grandmother's house. Um, Offer less seating. Now, this might be weird, right? Less seating means less business, you think. But again, I'm talking about a 200 seated restaurant. Even going down to 70, 80 seats is more than average. And that would take pressure off of the service staff and off of the kitchen, meaning we'd get faster service times and the employees could hopefully bond with each customer more often. This would alleviate the crowded feeling as well. You get more elbow room, the noise level will go down, and everyone just has a little more of that precious space. Finally, invest in a water filter or buy bottled water. Again, no one wants to drink your disgusting tap water. Just saying. Now, okay, panel. Well, let's talk about a better diner. There we can go. So here in Chicago, we have a place called Stacks. I'm pretty sure that's just a Chicago-based restaurant chain. If you have it in Missouri, you guys will let me know. But Stacks is a establishment I think exemplifies everything the modern breakfast diner could be doing right but are doing wrong. This diner has about 100 or so seating, which is half of that 200 margin. More space. If you look at the picture in the previous slide, more space allows for more comfortable customers, and many diners enjoy having a measure of privacy when they eat. Sourced from Color Glow 2016. This gives the customer more room, gives the waiters in the kitchen a little less stress, a little more or less to do, and they also clean the dishware, so it doesn't make me feel like I'm eating off of what they dug out the trash yesterday. And it also means that the customer gets to enjoy the tangible, again, the better food, better dishware, and the intangibles, which would be, of course, the customer service, friendly employees, what may have you. So it's a win-win. Last panel. Thank you.
Sorry.
And as we can see, look, the numbers, they don't lie. The Stacks Cafe, they look similar, but if you look closely, the Stacks Cafe actually has a 4.1 rating, whereas our local pancake house is a 3.8. And these are very simple and easy fixes. And honestly, customers are very discerning. The difference between a 3.8 and a 4.1 is a difference of hundreds and hundreds of dollars out of your pocket. So with a few simple changes, you can very easily actually capture a better customer base. So that's all from me.
All right, awesome. So now I will talk about my experience. I visited the local IHOP in Columbia Mo. I went with 5 of my coworkers this past Wednesday. I was honestly, with 6 of us going, I expected there to be some kind of issue with our orders. I thought it would take forever, but I mean, they brought us out our food fast. Everything was 100% accurate, but there are still definitely some changes they could make in order to improve the guest experience. So some things that I noted, the parking lot was pretty easy to navigate. We did get a really unenthusiastic greeting, but we also went in at like 9 p.m. So I wasn't expecting very much. The kitchen was really fast. The waitress was also our hostess. She was also helpful and fast, but she definitely could have used another person to help her. They had it all decked out for Christmas. I thought that looked really good. The signs on the walls and in the windows, I thought it was all attractive. Like it wasn't anything super nice, but they had a lighthearted, relaxed atmosphere. The menus were really long. There were a lot of pages in the menu. I felt like it could have been condensed. The payment time was really, really drawn out. Guest recovery, from what I saw, was not too bad. The table diagonal from us was the only example I got because he was complaining about the condiments like being empty, but she filled it up for him really quickly. So my main critiques, the music was blasting really, really loud for no reason. Several tables, pretty much every table that didn't have anyone sitting at it, which was over half the tables, were just covered in like dirty dishes from earlier that sat there the entire time we were there. The waitress, she was helpful. She was just really unenthusiastic. And then the payment time was really slow. So how did these problems arise? The music, I assume they might have had a rush earlier in the day or something like that. So they might have turned it up and then they just left the volume up, but it was way too, like there were not enough people in there for it to be that loud. Like we could barely talk to the waitress. Then again, also the waitress, I think she was the only waitress working. So it's really no wonder that she had a bad attitude because that's stressful. And then there was no one to help her clear tables. And then when it came to payment, she had like this iPad tablet thing she brought around, like she brought it to our table and she had each of us insert our card, and then it also asked us to rate it and then like enter a tip. And it was lagging so bad. It took so long. It took almost 10 minutes for just 6 people to pay. And like that time could have been used to like been cleaning tables or like helping other people. So yeah. Sorry. Okay. So how we can fix it, I felt like the music volume should have been adjusted based on how busy it was. You know, it should never be so loud that people can't communicate. Fast table cleaning should have been prioritized so that new people can be seated as quickly as possible. This could mean having a new person in to help her. Like, it doesn't even have to be another waitress. She could handle that. It was really she could not get to the tables to clean them. And then offering incentives to employees who are doing well, I think is a really, really big thing. They do that at my job, and it really does go a long way. And then when it comes to payments, switching back to the typical card reader, you know, like most restaurants, they just hand you your receipt and then you write your tip and you give them your card, or you go up and you pay at the card reader. But the tablet was just like kind of a mess. I mean, maybe it would work, I don't know, but I just felt like it would have been better if they would have just done it normally. So I decided to compare IHOP with First Watch because I just feel like First Watch comes off as so much more bougie just because of a few simple changes. They have a really efficient, friendly staff. They greet you with a smile. They seem to take pride in representing the business positively. The menu is condensed into one double-sided sheet, so it's way easier to order. You don't have to look through like all these pictures and everything of like a sticky menu. And then the staff will like clear your dishes while you're eating, so it's way faster and more efficient. They jumpstart the cleaning process early rather than have like a whole table full of stuff. And then guests go and pay at the card reader. It's really fast and easy, and overall just feels warmer and more welcoming, quote, because of the rustic decor and warm colors, end quote, and their efforts to pay tribute to everyone's like local history. Like different First Watches have different decor based on the city, so I think that's really cool and it's a great way to connect with people. So yeah, overall they're both really, really well loved, especially in Columbia. I do feel that First Watch does a better job of appealing to their guests by adapting their aesthetic to suit their different locations. They constantly have like energetic, enthusiastic people working. The IHOP location does compete with them well still. I feel like only really because they are open so late compared to First Watch, but yeah, overall IHOP could definitely improve by following in their footsteps and having more enthusiastic team members. And
All right, perfect. I'm Travis Perry, and me and Allie kind of had different experiences when we went to IHOP, or for a short while, what was called IHOB. Instead of the International House of Pancakes, it was the International House of Burgers. And the burger was nothing that I think, prepared for. I don't think it's anything that I would ever try again. Um,
I don't know where it just went. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Once guys.
but it was, I mean, it wasn't anything better than anywhere else I've gone. And I feel like I'd rather have like a quick and fast Big Mac over that, because I can get it quick, it's cheaper, I don't gotta sit down. Um, I'm a broke college kid, so I don't even have to tip, as shitty as or as bad as that sounds, my bad. Um, it just didn't seem really worth it at the end of the day, because the burger wasn't even like anything that I'd ever want to go back for a second time. I would have never even tried it in the first place if it wasn't for this assignment. And something that Adam touched on that I also agreed with was that the water just didn't seem that great. I mean, I was only drinking the water because I wanted to dry my throat. I wanted to, have like my mouth was getting dry very fast. The burger just tasted dry, and I only drank it out of necessity, not because I wanted to drink the water. And Another thing is the fries tasted just like, I feel like I could make better fries in my air fryer at home. It was just, I mean, plain basic, just about as bad as it gets. And that will be all for this slide. It was easy for me to find because Highway K is just one long road. So I drive by and I see the big sign, and it's pretty tall and big up there in an area where there isn't as many restaurants around. So it's pretty easy to find the big tall sign. Um, the workers were pretty nice to me, and they paid a decent amount of attention to me once I sat down. But before then, I had to sit up at the front for like 5 or 10 minutes waiting to get seated, which kind of got me, I mean, not mad. I don't try to get mad, but I was like, where are they? Why can't I just go sit down somewhere? I don't want to stand up here waiting. There's not even that many people in here, which is what I find funny compared to Allie, because it's funny that in Columbia, where there's a lot more college students, it's more busy versus in my small town where I'm from. And our waitress was pretty good, but she wasn't great. She was very nice, so it's hard for me to sit here and say anything bad about her just because she was nice about it. And you could tell that she was just feeling overworked and stressed. So, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. And personally, my payment was pretty quick. It was pretty easy because I said I was paying in cash and she just threw me down a receipt. I threw my cash. I didn't ask for any change in return. So it was just I threw it down and I was out of there. And the music was clean and family friendly. And versus Alley as well, it wasn't that loud. I felt like it was more of like a family atmosphere versus what you'd feel like find in a college city. So it wasn't that bad. And especially considering a lot of people were either in there eating alone or eating with just their spouse. It was like, I mean, it was pretty relaxed. And I only went with a couple of my buddies, so it's not like we were doing anything crazy or being too loud. I mean, it was a good all around vibe. But we didn't have the Christmas stuff, sadly.
Dang, that's so sad.
Um, Here's what I got if you just want to take a quick gander at it. Good thing I care about my grades, right? I got the bacon cheeseburger with the IHOP sauce, and I asked for the rest of the stuff on the side. Just just bacon, cheeseburger, sauce, and I mean, I think they were going for the side whenever they put the onion on there, but I don't know, missed and got half of it on there, half of it off it. I'm not sure. Pickle, I'd personally never put that on anything ever. It didn't look very appetizing to me. And I mean, I'm not complaining that the lettuce was on there, but it's not what I asked for. So it was kind of, just whatever. And as you can see, what I was saying earlier, the fries just look like, some high school lunch meal fries. Yes, there is supposed to be bacon on there. It was just I think it was one slice of bacon just ripped into three little pieces and spread around there instead of three pieces like the menu said. So I was pretty disappointed about that, considering they have good bacon whenever you get the breakfast items and stuff. And not that I would have eaten the tomato, but I did ask for it on the side, and that also didn't happen. It wasn't on the burger, it wasn't on the side. I guess, I don't know, maybe they ran out or something, but they didn't let me know that. And as you can see, there's my water in the back. And I asked for ranch. The ranch never seemed to make it either. So I'm not sure what was really going on, but I mean, this was definitely my least favorite part about my experience.
Just quickly, is that a chipped plate they serve that?
Um, the thing is, I don't even find it that crazy, but it goes into what you were saying that I mean, it's the same thing as the water and the plates. I mean, it's not the cleanest. It's, you know, cheap, cheap food. I mean, you get what you pay for sometimes, right?
Yeah, that looks nasty.
Yeah, I mean, good thing I care about my grade, right? But What I would work on is how long it took to get seated, because if somebody's sitting there waiting for 5, 10 minutes, a lot of people might just leave and say, okay, I'm just gonna go somewhere that might even be better than this. And why would I want to come just stand here when nobody's in this restaurant? It's just me. Like, where are the workers? Why can't I get somebody to just go sit me down? Like I said earlier, the missing ranch, the tomatoes, and getting stuff that I didn't want on my burger would be something that would probably get me mad. Say I was at somewhere I actually wanted to eat at. And then the other thing that I would work on is the staffing issues, because unless everybody was on break, it really only seemed like they had a couple workers in my IHOP. So that was kind of surprising to me, but I'm used to it. And the few times I've been there since COVID, they always seem understaffed. So it's something I'm kind of used to, but shouldn't be used to. And how to fix the problem is, I get you're in the middle of the table, I get you're understaffed, but it's not too hard. Not that I've ever worked in the food industry, to just walk up and, hey, come follow me, sit here. Here's a menu. I'll be with you in a few minutes. I'd rather be sitting down waiting than just standing at the front looking awkward and, wondering if I'm going to get sat down. And something I get is that like businesses are going through hard times ever since COVID. A lot of businesses are just fighting to get by still. But if you keep having service like this, then nobody's gonna want to provide you with any sales or anything, because they're not gonna want to eat there. They're not having an enjoyable time there. And as Indeed says, it can really like increase what your business can do, what other employees want to do when they're working for you. So I think even throwing up a help wanted sign would help, just because if they see you're hiring, maybe somebody needs a job, they're down on their luck, and they're like, okay, well, maybe I'll work here. I like the food here. Why not? And something that I think the servers could do is make sure it's the right order, because if you run into somebody that's already mad about not getting seated, they don't like their water, they're looking at the plate, they're like, like this doesn't look very enjoyable. I'd at least make sure all the food was like 100% right, just because somebody can get, I didn't get mad. I kept it cool, but somebody could get really, really mad, and it wouldn't be hard to blame them.
What's up, class? My name Tristan Newson. And before I get, can y'all see me?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, bet. All right. Before I get into my experience, man, I'm from Mississippi, and I really love breakfast food, but my parents always cook it for me, so I really don't go out to get breakfast food. And I actually went out this time when I was up here. It was one Friday night. It was kind of late. I be playing the game, and I just all of a sudden want breakfast. And I went to Waffle House, and it wasn't the best experience. And it was kind of like a lot of people there, and it took me so long to get my food. And what I actually did not mention on this, that they actually did not get my order right. I'm sorry I put that wrong down there, but they did not get my order right when I on that. Yeah. Some things that I really didn't like about it neither was their parking lot. It was not big enough for the amount of people that showed up that night. And it was people like outside of their cars, like parked in the middle and all that. I don't know, it's kind of like a party spot or something like that. But and when I walked in, like, didn't nobody say nothing to me. It was just like it was cooking at the time, and it was only like two people working there, so it was kind of bad. And then when I was ordering my food, he kept looking at the menu to get the prices, and he really didn't like know the prices of nothing that I had ordered. And then they cart, and then when I was going to pay, they card machine, it was not working at all. And he sat there, his exact word was like, I'm sorry, man, our card machine do this out often. So I was like, man, it's cool. And the atmosphere, like I said, it was people out there. It was kind of like a little party. Everybody was just chilling, hanging out on the wheel, music playing and stuff. And inside, people was hitting vapes also in there, so that was kind of weird what people get ordering their food and stuff. And they signage, that was not good at all. Like when I pulled in, like I didn't even know you can walk in from the front. I was like on the side of the building. I had to walk all the way to the front to get in. And it was actually a sign right there. I mean, it was actually not a sign right there, but it was a door. You can go to the next. And well, some of these things I think they could get fixed is so they really should reconstruction their parking lot. There was so many people there, and like for that small of a parking lot, it should be reconstruction. Yeah. They should start greeting people as soon as they walk in, let them know when they'll be able to get their order, and then stuff like that. And then yeah, they should know how much their meal costs each time somebody order something out the menu. Like they just looking back at it, they shouldn't. And with that payment machine, they should just upgrade their card. They should upgrade that. And the atmosphere of this place, it can be fixed by taking pride, because like in the inside it was not clean at all, and like the workers, like they was just didn't care about it at all or nothing like that. So it was kind of bad. And I think they should get more signs, like more wanted signs for people smoking outside and smoking in the inside of the building and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy. And like y'all was saying, I actually think IHOP was a better diner than Waffle House. Like when I went to IHOP, it was kind of nice. It was like a lot of different family members there. They was just hanging around, sitting around. It was just way better because like when I walked in, they greeted me like soon as I walked in, and they asked me did I want to dine in or carry out, and I actually dined in, and it was kind of nice there. Like they had the music playing. It was like Christmas spirit, all that. And I just think it was a more mature environment than Waffle House, because Waffle House was kind of bad. Like, and I was by myself, so I don't know. But yeah, though, I really think IHOP was better. Though I agree with y'all saying with all that, but I think IHOP was better. And I paid cash, so like she had to change right there, even though I let her keep it, but she had to change all that right there. And, yeah, I just think that one was better.
Yeah, I feel like Waffle House declined so much after COVID.
Yeah, I really didn't like it.
There's some irony to be said that two people trashed IHOP only for the last person to say, yeah, IHOP, that's the better breakfast.
Well, in all fairness,
well, with
I mean, compared to Waffle House, it's like
Yeah.
so nice. It's so nice compared to Waffle
because
House.
it doesn't matter what Waffle House you go to anywhere in the US, it's going to be the same environment, the same issues, the same two people working. Like they're gonna have
that's what I'm saying. I wasn't used to that. I really didn't even know. Like that was kind of like one of my first times going to Waffle House, and I really just didn't.
Yeah, I'm surprised you were able
like
to sit down, because usually they have the chairs like upside down on the table. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it was like people sitting right there, like right in the front where all the people, like where he was taking orders, and I really didn't know if he could like take my order. And I walked up, and that's when he first greeted me.
Oh my God.
I'm surprised you didn't get into a fight at the Waffle House. Seems to happen.
It really does
Friend.
a lot. I've seen a lot of Waffle House fight videos.
Everybody's seen the chair video, right? When that one customer threw a chair over the counter at a worker in a Waffle
Yeah, I
House.
think I
The
seen that. That
Waffle
was at
House
Waffle
Shield
House?
Maiden. Yeah, classic.
I mean,
Crazy.
that's just something you almost go to expect seeing there, just because people like he was saying, like people are hitting vapes in there, smoking in there, and I even
Yeah,
see
that's what I'm
people
saying.
drinking.
That's really
Oh,
what
that's
I
crazy.
mean. I wasn't used to that type of stuff.
I mean, it's definitely just a late night spot. If it's open, it's open. You gotta go, but
Yeah, I usually eat breakfast like at nighttime anyway. I definitely should try that burger at IHOP next time.
you think?
Don't get that
I mean,
burger. No,
I don't think
get
you
that
should.
burger.
After my experience, I don't know, man. But I mean, always you can try it. If that looked good to you, go